Start by cutting out your pattern pieces per the instructions. If you're using the printed pattern, cut out the front skirt first. Then you're going to fold the pattern piece on the line. I did this to save paper. Then cut out the back skirt. Place the back bodice right side up, and then place the back skirt right side together. Pin along the waist. Sew where you just pinned with a stretch stitch. Lay the front bodice down, right side up, and then place the facing on top, right sides together. Pin the facing to the front bodice along the bottom edge, stretching the facing slightly as you go. Sew where you've pinned with a stretch stitch. When you get to the bottom point of the facing and front bodice, you're going to stop with the needle down, lift your presser foot, rotate the fabric, and put the presser foot back down and continue sewing. You're going to turn the facing to the other side. Cut small notches at the point to reduce bulk, but be careful not to cut through the seam allowance. Press the facing out flat, and then sew along the top and bottom edge of the facing with a stretch stitch. To attach the front band to the front skirt, fold the front band in half and pin to the top edge of the skirt, stretching the band slightly as you go. Sew along where you've pinned with a stretch stitch. If you're adding pockets, align them with the markings on the pattern piece. The pocket should be right sides together with the front skirt. Sew from the top to the bottom on the outside edge of each pocket and repeat for the back. To attach the front bodice to the front skirt for the nursing version, you're going to lay both pieces down, right side up. Place the front bodice on top of the front skirt. There are markings on the pattern piece for notches to line up the front bodice with the front skirt. Once you have these pinned in place, secure the pieces together with the basting stitch on each side. Pin the front and back bodice together at the shoulders, right sides together, and sew along both shoulder seams. If you're doing long sleeves, attach the long sleeve piece now. Pin from the bottom of the sleeve across and down the side edge. Match the notches on the front and back bodice. That marks where the edge of the skirt band will line up. If you're adding pockets, be sure to follow the pocket curve as you pin. Sew where pinned and repeat for the other side. Fold the neckband in half widthwise with right sides together, then fold again and sew the short end. This is called the ham-hot method, and if it didn't make sense, it's easier to see on the cuffs in step 12. With the neckband turned right side out, mark the quarter points with pins. With the bodice right side out, mark the quarter points on the neckline. You can do this by bringing the shoulder seams together and marking halfway on the front and back, and then bringing those markings together. and mark the fold on either side. It'll be slightly in front of the shoulder seams. Place the neckband on top and match up your quarter points. The fold on the neckband will be down and all the raw edges will be together. The band will be slightly smaller than the opening to ensure the neckband lays flat. When you sew, you will stretch the neckband slightly to match the neck opening. Fold the cuff in half widthwise with right sides together. Fold in half again and sew the short end. Turn the cuff right sides out and place over the end of the sleeve. All the raw edges are together, and match the seam of the cuff with the seam of the sleeve. Pin in place and sew. And that's it. That's the last step. Thanks so much for watching. I can't wait to see what you sew.